Michael Lingle. I want to be a secondary math educator. I want to be this for many different reasons, and I hope that this video will cover all these reasons. But just a little bit about me is that I've liked math my entire life. It's been one of my best subjects, and I've also done a lot of theater, and I think that having both of these aspects in my life will help me be a better teacher in the future. So let's get started and we'll learn more about myself and the reasons that I want to be a teacher.
Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid.
My past experiences include both my math teachers that I had in high school, but also the experiences I've had working with kids. My past math teachers were great and I learned a lot from them. They were some of the best teachers I know. But when I look back at my math classes, I remember it being a do now, a lecture, and then a worksheet. Every time. That was the standard of any math class I took in high school. It was the same pattern, the same routine over and over. I want to change that though. I want it to be more fun for the students and I want them to be actively engaged. I think this way more students will enjoy coming to math class then, and I want to change the way that these students feel about math so that they enjoy coming to math class. Awesome. And that's all I can hope for. I also have some experience already in helping and teaching children, not necessarily in math though. I am a camp counselor for kindergarten and first graders at the Ridgehill Park After School Summer Camp. There were a couple troublemakers in my group, but one in particular stood out to me. He was stealing and acting out in almost every imaginable way possible. During the first couple days, he just got worse, and then another counselor told me that his mother was in jail. And my mind completely changed. I knew he just needed someone. I treated him a little bit different, but he would still know that what he did was wrong. He was still being disciplined. By the end of the summer, though, he was a completely different kid. You wouldn't even know that he was stealing or had a bad behavior problem at the beginning of the summer. He was happy. I think this is the most rewarding and most humbling part of being a teacher. You get to see how your actions and choices can affect someone else for the better. You can see the progress a student makes, and this is what I want to do with my math ideas. I want this to transfer over to math, and I think having math and seeing my students progress in math is just going to be one of the most rewarding feelings to me, and I don't think any other feeling in the world would be able to match this. And that's why I want to be a teacher, I think, because of this feeling. And I'm not going to get it anywhere else, and it's all because of my students, and I think that it's going to be an amazing feeling. One of the biggest influences in my life was my 9th grade geometry teacher, Mrs. Curtis. She also doubled as my musical director all throughout high school and 7th and 8th grade. She was really special to me. I went to her every day after school just to talk about plays and theater and even math. And I knew that I wanted to keep theater in my life somehow, but I didn't know how to do it. And I remember asking her multiple times, how do I do this? I knew I wasn't going to be on Broadway, and that's really the only career path that you think of when you think of theater. You don't think of anything else when it comes to theater. You think of acting and designing. That's what comes to my head. So then I asked her, and she told me to follow in her footsteps. I could be a director of the high school plays. I can still keep it in my life and do what I want to do, which is math. And I thought it was brilliant. I could keep the best of both worlds, and by combining both of my passions, I'll be even better at my job. They say, do what you love, and I know that I'm going to be doing what I love for a very long time.
I came to win, to fight, to conquer, to thrive. I came to win, to survive, to prosper, to rise.
So I have very big plans and aspirations for both my future in terms of helping my students and my careers. So first, students suffer from what psychologists call math anxiety. And math anxiety is oftenly described as a feeling of tension, apprehension, or a fear that interferes with math performance. So students do not do well at demonstrating their abilities on math tests, quizzes, the standardized portions of the SAT, or now the PARC tests, and it's not good. These students freeze up and their minds become blank, and math anxiety is a fear of math, and I think math is a beautiful thing. I wish students could see this and not be afraid of it. There are so many cool concepts to math. Math is everywhere. They don't realize it, but even the simple things that they do require math. And that's beautiful. I think every student has the potential to be terrific at math. I believe in order to help our students and cure this fear, it starts with the educators. Together, we can do something about this. We need our students to be confident in themselves. Our job is not only to help our students cognitively, but affectively. As a teacher, this is what I would strive for. I want my students to be confident in themselves, in their abilities, because then this will transfer to every aspect of their life. They'll be confident and well rounded individuals, and I couldn't ask for anything more. But now, in terms of my career path, I want to go to graduate school for education. I first want to direct the school musicals just like my teacher, Miss Curtis, did, and almost follow in her footsteps, except I want to go further than her. I want to go further and help my students even more. I want to eventually become the head of the mathematics department and eventually work my way up from there. I want to become principal. I want to become superintendent. And I think by holding these positions, I can focus on what the students really need: supporters. They need somebody in their corner who will believe in them even when things get rough. And that's what I think our students are now lacking most nowadays: confidence and supporters. And by providing them for that, they'll become better students and more well rounded individuals. And when I see that, that's why I want to be a teacher. So I just want them to succeed.